Hey guys, I'm not as peppy today because I've been having some really bad moments. I have a thing called gastroparesis that comes on because of my lupus, and so it's kind of wrecked my day. But I haven't posted in a while, and I was gonna try to post once a week, and I don't think I posted last week. But what's going on is I'm still doing physical therapy. I'm doing it twice a week. This week has been not as lucky. Tomorrow I will be getting my first ablation, and it will be in my left side of the neck, and that is where they burn the nerve endings. Now they grow back, but they burn them so I'm not hurting as bad. And because of the physical therapy, it has actually affected my neck, and that was what my pain doctor was worried about. And we're doing the lower neck, and so hopefully next month we'll do the upper neck because of I'm getting back into shape to do 5Ks and 10Ks, and I have a 5K coming up, and I can do it, and I'm good. Um, I need to get my back done again, which is my lower back, which is the same thing. Sorry. Um, so I am hanging in there, definitely. Hopefully, now see, this looks purple, but it actually looks more blue and like light. So, I'll be getting that done soon too. Um, oh, and then tomorrow I also go see my primary care for maintenance on my disease and medications for it, and also because I have a form that needs to be filled out um, for my cruise in October, which is the Carnival New Kids Cruise. Now, for those who don't know, this will be the first time that I'm on Carnival, which I'm kind of leery about, but it will also be the first time I'm on a cruise ship. That is not Disney. Look, my first cruise was Disney. Um, sorry, Casey loved it, and it's just kind of been a thing ever since. So, but it'll give me a good idea of how another cruise ship treats somebody that is handicapped. Their handicap cabins are already weird. Um, on Disney, the handicap cabins they're fully accessible. They have roll-in showers, and what people don't understand is a roll-in shower is where you can roll your wheelchair in, and then you can transfer to a shower seat, and you can roll your wheelchair out. Carnival does not have that. They have a few. They have like 4 or 5 on the ship that we're on. And then they have ambulatory suites, which is they're handicap accessible, except the doors are not as wide, which might be a problem to get my wheelchair in. The bathroom does have like the grab bars and the seat, but you have to be able to step up once to get into the shower. So I was like, well, I even told her, I go, well, worst case scenario, um, you know, my bestie has been dealing with this disease as long as I have, and she's watched me go downhill. So, um, she watched me. I mean, right now I'm kind of, I'm back to the plateau, but she has watched me at my worst. I'm definitely will never be at my best again, but my disease. It does a lot of that. It does a lot of a lot of this, that too, and then it goes back down. Um, so I was like, that's fine. So that's what we're doing. But I literally have to have a piece of paper signed by my doctor explaining my handicap. So I'm like, okay, my disease, my handicap, because I had a handicap before I got my disease, but I didn't need any. I was so lucky. I was beyond lucky. I didn't need any help with with my handicap. I could do almost everything a normal person could. I couldn't do everything, but I could do a lot of things. Um, but then once my chronic illness started affecting my brain, and that started about 24, 25 years old, um, I couldn't really control my disability anymore. I'm not in my wheelchair because of the CP. I am in my wheelchair because of the lupus. Um, or the MS, I don't know which. If people don't believe that you can have both, you can. It's just my neurologist has decided to ignore that because people with lupus and people with MS, they have a lot of the same medications. And I've always explained that lupus is a disease that if Parkinson's and MS had a baby, it would be lupus. And I seem to have more lupus straight symptoms, like attacking my soft tissue in my body, with like my internal bleeds and stuff. Um, but there are certain things that have happened to me that could be MS, but it could also be lupus. So, usually, when somebody has a brain scan and there's a lesion on their brain, which is an MS lesion, they're like, oh, you have MS. All right. I've had 2 lesions for 9 years. But I cried. Oh, I cried. Because I didn't think it was possible. But my neurologist is one of the best in the state. And he told me, how can we tell what's MS and what's lupus? And I agreed with him because we went through all the stuff. He's like, so he is not counting me as having, or he doesn't count me as having MS until I have that third lesion. Well, that third lesion has not appeared. I've had several TIAs since then, and I still only have the 2. And so I'm blessed. I call that blessed. So, I mean, yeah, it's frustrating, but it's okay. Uh, I don't think we've posted. I know we haven't, so sorry. I need to have Chris post a video we took together. And then, maybe, hopefully I'll be able to post, or at least put up pictures on my Instagram, which is the same thing, Princess of Katie, of our anniversary cake. We started this, I guess it was our second anniversary. We started this crazy thing. So, your first anniversary, you're supposed to freeze the topper of your wedding cake and then eat it on your first anniversary. Well, ours didn't turn out. So, that was a bust. So, our second anniversary, we went and we bought a cake, but we always bought really weird. Like one year we did like Jurassic Park, and another year we did something else, and we just always do something really weird. This year it's not so weird. It's a little weird. It's rainbowed, and it has Lucky Charms coming down it. So, I mean, it's kind of what we get for our, us being so close to St. Patty's Day. Now, for those who know that we renewed our vows in February 29th, 2020. Now, for those who don't know, we got married when we did because we had been to several doctors and they did not think that I'd be around in 3 to 4 years. So, Chris and I decided to go ahead and get married when we got married. Um, so, when we renewed our vows, we wanted to renew our vows on the date that we wanted from the beginning. But for those who don't know, March 19th is also a special day. So, my husband picked the date. I didn't, and I didn't know anything about this, and we didn't find out until I think 3 or 4 months after we'd been married. My mom was going through family pictures, and my Meemaw and Grandpa wanted her to like frame this one picture, which was of my great grandmother and my great grandfather getting married in a double wedding. And on the back of it, it said March 19th. And it was when my mom looked at it, Chris and I had gotten married on their 80th wedding anniversary. So, as much as February 29th means so much to me and Chris, and it does, because that's when we started dating, and it only pops up every 4 years. It's kind of cool to know that we also have some history with getting married on my great grandparents' wedding day. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, they're warm. No, I'm not wearing makeup. I know. I'm lucky. Mine doesn't look very rashy. It just always gets really red. But if you see my feet, they look really rashy. But it's the beginning of the butterfly mask. So it just is. But yeah, my feet are like swollen and red and cracky. For those who don't understand, lupus attacks your whole soft tissue. You have an overactive immune system, so everything in your body is foreign to it. There are two different types of lupus. There's one that is skin only, and then there's one that's skin and your internal organs, and that's the one I've got, and that's what most people get. Not everybody, but that's what most people get. Um, I'm the exception to the rule, but if you are diagnosed under the age of 30, it is harder on your body, and it's harder to survive, and it's harder to keep going, and it also messes with your head. Obviously, I'm a fighter, so that's not a big deal for me, but there are moments where I break down, I cry, I get upset. there are days where I tell Chris, I just don't want to talk about it. Just leave me alone. And like, I turn off my phone. I don't want to talk to anybody because I'm in a depression. And it's okay to feel that way. You should feel that way. You wouldn't be normal if you didn't. Um, but if you're diagnosed over the age of 30, you have you can live with it for a long, long time. Um, when I was first diagnosed, I was told 3 to 5 years. And then I was told there was no way I was going to make it to 30. I think part of my attitude and me being such a fighter, and as Chris puts it, my fighting pants come on, because I hate being told what I can and cannot do. He uses that against me a lot. Because he's like, oh, you can't do that. And he knows that it's just going to tick me off. And I'm going to be like, really? Let me show you that I can't do it. And I do. And so, when I reconnected with my neurologist who had given me 3 years to live, he walked in the room. And of course, by that time I was married, so it was a different last name. But he looked at me and he knew exactly who I was. He goes, if anyone could have beaten the statistics, which I did, he's like, if anyone could beat the statistics, it's you. And that's why I always tell y'all, try to stay positive. You don't have to stay positive all the time. And honestly, I started this to let my family know what's going on. But some of the stuff that goes on, I keep in my head for a lot longer than they know, because I'm trying to wrap my head around it, especially if it's something negative. And I'll also be honest, because I know my cousins are watching this. Sometimes I make it sound less bad than it is, because I don't want y'all worrying. That's my job. That's Chris's job. That's my mom's job. I don't even want Casey to worry about it, but you know what? I'd be doing her a dishonor by not telling her, because trust me, she'll ream me out if I don't. You know, there's 3 different songs that remind me of that aren't musical, that remind me of things I'm going through. And 2 of them are just really lines from a song, and it's from the same artist. One of them is Don't Believe Me When I Say I've Got This Down, because I don't always have it down. I'm going to leave the other line out, but then the other one would be Queen's Show Must Go On. And that is probably my favorite Queen song, but it's also probably one of the most heart-wrenching songs for me. But my makeup may be flaking, but my smile, it stays on. The show must go on. I love everything that song has to say, and it is very much me. And like I said, the other 2 songs, there's a lot of me in those 2 that I connect to. But with the Queen song, I'll give y'all a little history. That song was written and recorded in 1989. The album, I think, came out in October of 89. And Freddie Mercury died in early November of 89. So if you look up the video on YouTube, it's a bunch of different videos that they have done. It was because by the time it was time to make the video, Freddie Mercury had passed away from AIDS. Which to me makes the song so much more potent and so much more like The Show Must Go On. Because that man was so sick recording that album, yet he was in the recording studio every day until the day that he wasn't anymore. And that's, for me, that song, most people might go, oh, that's so sad. No, it makes me want to go on. The show must go on. I'm an actor, guys. I'm a singer, guys. I wanted to be on Broadway. I'm a voice actor. I wanted to be on TV. I still want all that. I still want all that. When I walk onto a stage, this calm comes over me. It just comes over me. I am never happier than I am when I'm reading a script trying to figure out if I can do voices for this script. It makes me ecstatic. Because I love it so much. And I have such a passion for it. And I will be lucky if I can be like him. And do it up till the day I die. You know? So to me, it's not a depressing song. It's just showing you the show must go on, and I gotta keep going. You know, yeah, I've retired basically from stage work because my body can't handle it. It's too much work, and I have a wheelchair, and it just is. But I do 5Ks, I do 10Ks in my wheelchair. I do voice work. I have a setup in my house. So if I can't go to somewhere like a regular booth, I can do it from my home and I can send it to them. Or I can go wherever I need to be going. It just depends. So, I guess that's all I have to say today because I really don't feel good and I want to go back to sleep. Okay. Yeah, and when I don't feel good, I still giggle. I don't know why. It's the gastroparesis, and that's because of the lupus. I have a lot of different issues because it's caused by the lupus. Like my internal bleeding and my the fact that I'm epileptic, but I have not had an epileptic seizure in years. Because I have a kitty cat, Dinah, who will warn us about 30 minutes before it'll happen, and I grab my pill and I take it, and then I have no seizure. So that's how that works. The only seizures I've had are what they call febrile, and trust me, I don't usually have febrile seizures because I usually don't run fevers that high. So, you guys stay safe out there and stay enchanted, and I will be back soon, I hope. Okay,